She smashed cake in face and laughed. My ex-husband and I split when our daughter was just 3. He remarried not long after to one of his coworkers, Moran, and they had a son together. Things were cordial enough, but I always had a weird feeling about her. Turns out I was right. My daughter's birthday is in 9 days. We were going over the plans, theme, cake, who she wanted to invite, when she looked anxious. I asked her what was wrong, and she quietly said she didn't want to invite Moran. When I asked why, she hesitated, then started sharing everything. Whenever Moran picked her up from dance class, she'd make snide comments, loud enough for other parents to hear. Stuff like, "This is why I prefer boys. Girls are just pink and tutus and drama." She'd call her a brat or say she was spoiled. And whenever her younger half-brother did something, breaking toys, name-calling, starting fights, Moran would jump in to defend him. "Boys will be boys," she'd say, and then punish my daughter instead. I asked about her dad, and she said Moran mostly acted that way when he wasn't around. But he was always holed up in his home office, so basically, Moran had free reign. I called my ex and told him the date of the party, and that Moran wasn't invited. I must have been on speaker because suddenly I heard her screaming, saying I was trying to destroy her family. I hung up. Later, I met my ex for lunch and told him everything our daughter had said. At first, he defended Moran. I told him fine, believe what you want, but if he didn't fix it, I'd go back to court for more custody. That Friday, when I picked my daughter up from his place, she looked a little better. She said her dad had been more present lately, picking her up from school, helping with homework. Moran apparently had agreed not to come to the party, but asked if she could still see my daughter blow out the candles on her actual birthday. She even baked a cake. I figured, okay, maybe things were changing. So we gathered. Just a small moment. My daughter, her dad, Moran, and her half-brother. When my daughter leaned forward to blow out the candles, her brother shoved her face into the cake. Classic prank, right? Except she burst into tears while he and Moran laughed. Moran told her she was being dramatic and emotional. My ex finally snapped. He sided with me, said that behavior wasn't okay. We argued with Moran, but I suddenly realized my daughter was gone. I found her crying in the bathroom, helped her clean up, and we left. The party itself went great. Her dad showed up and stayed the whole time. Afterward, I told him straight, I want more custody. He didn't argue. A week later, he showed up at my door. I let him in, reluctantly, and recorded the whole conversation. He told me that after the party, he told Moran about my custody request. Her response? She said maybe it was a good idea because my daughter wasn't fitting into their family dynamic. Then she started cursing, called me a sneaky, bitter woman, said my daughter was a spoiled, bratty princess who needs correction. That was his breaking point. He told me he left the house, drove around for hours, and ended up at my place. For now, he's staying with a friend, and our daughter will stay with me during the week, visiting him on weekends. I told him clearly, if he stays with Moran, I'll fight for full custody. If they split, we can revisit, but only depending on what happens with custody of his son. I'm not having that boy or that woman near my daughter again. He agreed.